We all big money now. Got cameras on your laptop.
Is my Miss Thrower?
Yes.
Is my buddy King of the Mountain coming?
He's in another session.
Ah, okay.
I think he's in the dual enrollment 1010.
Right. I don't think I signed up for this day, but I'm glad I did. I came nonetheless, because the meet your coach coordinator part I think is important.
And we knew that not all the coach coordinators would be in this one, but I'll be sure to remind students to go to the website. And some students were like, "Where's Parkdale? What happened to us?"
Right.
Yeah. And my son is about to start crying. It's great. Yep. So we are recording now. All right. It's like when you're early, you just want to get started, but you can't yet.
Right. I'm just giggling over here.
Hey, Chantel.
Hey, Trey. How are you?
All right, my proud sister.
I put on my good hair just for this.
Oh, Chantel, did you get your science and tech list yet? Because Caitlin,
no,
earlier. Okay. All right. We got to make sure. All right. You can nudge them.
Okay.
Yeah. Two minutes and counting.
I got so used to not showing my face. I'm like, oh my God, I'm right here.
Me too. And I only do it for specific things.
I'm like, if I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna put on some lipstick. And there we go. Lipstick.
I forgot. I don't wear lipstick, but I should have put something on.
That's literally all I do most days. It just makes things look a little more cohesive.
1 minute and counting.
All right. Put on my good voice.
Hopefully, I mean, I guess we would expect, some more students to kind of be hopping on at 7. I hope people come back. Didn't forget in 15 minutes to come back. Yeah.
Oh, Laurel got a camera too? Come through.
Look at her. She's fabulous.
With the owl in the background.
Oh, I love that too, right?
I got my cards ready to take notes.
All right.
My speaking points.
Nick had his coast banners posted behind him during his presentation, during his session.
That is a good idea.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
That thing is huge. It can't go in my room now. Oh, maybe downstairs.
We have to get you some, Jennifer, because when we ordered those, that was well before we knew who you would be. Like we didn't even.
Yeah.
Hey y'all.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey, I like your background, Laurel.
Yes, the wise owl.
Yes. My hippie background.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So now it's 7. I'm hoping more students come on in. Thank you, students, for joining us. We'll get started momentarily. Has anyone had any issues with their laptops? If you have received a new, well, let me not say that. Let me not put that in the context. An upgraded old computer.
Mm, 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 mm.
Should we give it a couple more minutes, Courtney? Oh, I can't hear you, Courtney.
Yep, you're right, because I thought I clicked it, did not. Maybe a couple more. Because I definitely want to give time for students to ask any questions.
Okay.
And the great questions that you have, I think, will be fun, and
Okay.
they can learn a lot from what we're sharing today.
Right.
Maybe the 7:05, is that fine?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Okay, I see. I think I responded to Latifa, one of the many messages I responded to. You guys type fast, asking questions in that chat in the general meeting. I was trying to keep up. Mhm. Well, I guess while we wait for those students who are already in the meeting, in the chat, would you be able to tell us what school you're from? All right.
You're one of my students. Welcome, Latifa.
Awesome. So as students come in, go ahead and put in your high school that you represent. All right. So Jennifer, I guess we can go ahead and get started.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. We want to thank you again for joining us this evening. It was hopefully an informative presentation for you. And this is the second portion that we will be concluding with this evening. And so here we're going to be talking about, how to get to know your coast coordinator. We're going to make it a very, fun and, informal type of conversation where you guys can just get a better understanding of other areas of support that you could receive. And then followed by having if possible, before you leave this evening, we do want to remind you about the evaluation. So we'll conclude with that. It should take no more than a couple of minutes to complete that. So when you're good and ready, we would like to wrap up on time today. Once, we're starting to wind down, if you could just fill out that evaluation, and we can go ahead and post that again for you in case you weren't able to, copy and paste that link. So I'm going to begin with Ms. Courtney Thrower. Ms. Courtney Thrower oversees many roles, plays many roles in our office, and she is pretty much the leader of the COAST program, as well as our recruitment team. And she is here with us tonight to better answer some of your questions. So we want to thank you, Ms. Courtney. We also have Ms. Chantel Walker. She is actually the COAST coordinator for Charles Herbert Flowers High School. So we welcome Ms. Walker. We also have Ms. Comboy, Laurel Comboy. She is the COAST representative for Bowie and Laurel High Schools. So we want to thank you for participating as well. And we also have Mr. Brady, he's also the COAST coordinator for two schools, actually, both Duval High School and Largo High School. So we want to thank him as well for participating today. And so with that, I will turn to Ms. Courtney Thrower.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. Normally I do this call where I ask students how they're doing, and based on how they respond, I make you say it again. But hopefully you enjoyed our general presentation. I just want to give a shout out to all of the staff that participated in putting this all together to better inform you and your families. And we definitely have some counselors on the call this evening. Again, my name is Courtney Thrower, and I do want to apologize up front that you may hear my toddler screaming in the background. So I'm going to do my best to talk fast so I can mute. But my name is Courtney Thrower. I'm the program director for recruitment and outreach. And so my staff consists of 11 COAST coordinators, which are housed in 18 of the 21 public high schools in the county. And I'm responsible for the recruitment staff of Prince George's Community College. And that staff is who you may have seen in years past, or families out in the community recruiting students to attend the college. They also do support high schools that are not represented by a COAST coordinator. Okay. And so, like we mentioned, we have on the call Ms. Walker. She represents Flowers, Ms. Avalar for High Point, Ms. Comboy for Bowie and Laurel High Schools, Mr. Brady for Duval and Largo. And I actually am supporting Fairmont Heights High School as relates to dual enrollment, and also, if necessary, any senior recruitment, anybody who's interested in enrolling in PGCC after high school. It's a tag team effort for those schools who do not have a COAST coordinator, to make sure that you are supported. So what generally would happen for those students who do not have a COAST coordinator, when you go onto our website, you can identify what school you attend, and it will route you to the appropriate person to support you. Okay. I do see that we have WISE. We do have a COAST coordinator there, Mr. Kadeem Palmer. He works with WISE. And Gwen Park. In Bladensburg, we have Mr. Miguel Bueso. He supports Bladensburg and Northwestern. Parkdale, Fairmont Heights, Central High School, Our international high schools in the county and our 2 charters, CMIT North and South, are supported by the dual enrollment team at the college. Okay, so we're hoping that we can expand the COAST program to the rest of the traditional public high schools, but that will hopefully come down in the future. But just know that you're supported either way. Okay, just a quick thing about the COAST program. The COAST program is designed to help students transition from high school to college, and whether that is in the early phases of taking college courses through the dual enrollment program, but also if you're interested in coming to the college. So the 3 areas that COAST coordinators support students at their respective high schools are, from top to bottom, dual enrollment. So that's your dual enrollment person, okay? You also may be a student who's participating in dual enrollment who's also interested in continuing on at the college after graduation. That's your person as well. Okay, so they work with senior recruitment, dual enrollment, and also college readiness support. So what that looks like is any financial aid nights, any college one-on-one sessions, anything to get you geared up for that next stage. And those are the 3 areas that they support you. So I want to stress that you can come to them about all things PGCC and just advice. All of the COAST coordinators have gone to college, sometimes twice over. So they are super invaluable and super knowledgeable about this process. So use them as a resource, okay? And I guess we want to kick off with the questions that we have for the panelists, and then we'll take your questions at the end.
Yes, thank you so much, Courtney. So yes, we will begin with getting to know you guys, as well as, it's a 2-way streak. We would like for you guys, the COAST coordinators, to answer some questions as well. So if we could just go around, we'll ask one question and then everyone can answer that one question, and followed by the second question, third question, etc. So with the first question, question number 1, this is for the COAST coordinators. What do you recommend students do to prepare for a meeting with you? And anyone can go first.
All right, so I'll go. To prepare for a meeting with me, it depends on what we're working on. If we're working on dual enrollment, which is primarily what's going on right now, please at least know your cumulative GPA. That works, because right now we're using that instead of AccuPlacer scores. Yes, we can use previous AccuPlacer scores, but right now it's good to know your cumulative GPA, because if you only tested college level in one section, that GPA will help you out. So knowing that, reaching out to your counselor, I would say for seniors, at least have an idea, like, have you started your FAFSA? I would like you to at least create an FSA ID before we start talking about the FAFSA, because you can't even get into it without the FSA ID. I want them to know what they're interested in. What hobbies are you interested in? I pick students' brains all the time, like, not literally, guys, I promise. But I'll just ask questions like, what are your hobbies? What are you into? I had a meeting today and the student told me, she said, I used to get in trouble in the 3rd grade for like building things. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're an engineer. So, and she's like, yeah, I don't know whether it's mechanical or chemical or computer engineering. So having those conversations is what makes this fun for both of us, because you having a level of awareness to know, okay, well, my hobbies are this, and if I can make a career out of it, cool. So I want to be the person to help you make a career out of the things you love. So that's my answer.
Thank you so much, Chantel, for your insight.
Oh, I'll follow on the next one. I'm not sure. We're going to play rock, paper, scissors with every single question. My strategy is to engage you. So students who come to me usually have their set of questions. And I would say for students that come to my office or come to me virtually, be prepared to be asked questions. Your questions will be answered, and sometimes with further questions. So that's kind of the
all around wraparound, including dual enrollment to my seniors, to students who are just engaging me with college conversations. My strategy behind that usually is to learn a little bit more about you so that I can understand how we can serve your purpose in a deeper way. I think the only other ism, I'm a little more harsher than some of my course coordinator colleagues, which is if it's in an email and you're asking me a question that has already been answered in the email, I will probably send you off and ask you to go read the email and then reschedule with me. We spend a lot of time and energy trying to develop very detailed and comprehensive amount of information for you. And it's not to, it's to empower you. And so oftentimes if I have a student that's their singular question, I will be blunt with you and not answer it. I will direct you to that email. So a side layer to that would be sure that you've read those emails because I'm going to engage you about them. That's kind of my strategy. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurel, for your insight. And I can go next, I guess, because I am a course coordinator. So one thing I would recommend, kind of going off of what Ms. Laurel was saying, is just to be unafraid to ask questions. I know a lot of times, you know, you're not sure about things or you think you saw something somewhere and, you know, you just want to get some reassurance. And there's definitely nothing wrong with that. But then also just be confident, know that, you know, you can do this. This is a good program. There's supports in place for you. And we definitely want you to succeed. This program is intended for, you know, those students who want to aspire, you know, who have drive to be able to handle, you know, more rigorous, you know, academic work. And so we want you to know that, you know, there's definitely plenty of options. You know, make your decision based off of, you know, speaking to other people. You know, we're not the only experts in the building. Your professional school counselor. You may have even other programs in your building, such as IB or AP coursework. And so just figure out what's best for you. If you feel like this is the program for you, we will do everything in our being to make sure that you are successful. And we definitely want you to be keeping us updated, not just at the initial process for, you know, dual enrollment and, you know, being able to answer those questions up front, but throughout. So don't be afraid to ask questions even, you know, further along, you know, a month or two from, you know, even being within your classroom. I mean, your coursework, I'm sorry. And just keep us in the loop. You know, definitely want to keep updated on your progress and want to make sure that you're doing well. So that's what I would recommend.
I love that part you said about keep us updated on your progress, because that is very important for me because I have so many students. So I'm like, the more you communicate with me, the better. The more you update me on what's going on. Even if you have like a problem, because I know some students, and it's important for us to build that relationship, because you have to feel comfortable letting someone know, like, I'm not doing so well in this class. Like, we should be able to communicate on that level. And I think that's a very important part of this role, because we work with students who are real people who have whole families and things going on at home. And it's like, just let us help you. However we can help you, we try. So yeah.
Yes. Sorry, if I could just add one little thing. If there's any barriers that you're going through, anything that you feel is important, whether it be, you know, just you feeling like you're struggling in a certain area, there are resources. So we would rather know, you know, by you letting us know, you know, even if it's a meeting, because, you know, we want to hear all of the news, you know, good, bad, and ugly. You know, please communicate, meet with us, you know, even if it's something that you think, you know, you're maybe afraid to tell us, or, you know, something like that. We want to make sure that you're aware of what type of guidance we have for you through PGCC's resources and potentially PGCPS resources. Oh, thank you.
And Mr. Brady.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
I'm currently in the White House, just in case you can't tell.
Oh my gosh, you know what?
Okay, a little tidbit from me. When you come to meet with your coast coordinator students, please come with an open mind. I say that because you're going to hear a lot of truth and then a lot of falsehoods from people who are not experts in what we do. Your parent may tell you one thing, your professional school counselor may tell you another. A friend of yours who's currently at the college could tell you something, and then one of your high school buddies could tell you something. Your coast coordinators are the experts in their field. So please come into our office with an open mind and try not to tell your coast coordinator, well, I thought, or, you know, we're supposed to be doing. No, let us work with you with a clean slate. And no preconceived notions of what you think it's supposed to be like, because the processes change all the time. Like, look at right now, for example, in this COVID climate that we're currently residing in, things are not done the same way they were just a year ago. So this process can be an easy process if you allow us to do our jobs.
And I'll just add, although I'm not a coast coordinator, that is a huge hat that my already big head can't fit, but I'm trying my best to support students similarly. But I will say that all of your coast coordinators have Google Classrooms, some specific for dual enrollment, and then senior Google Classrooms that you can get all the information. So you will be not without information. So if we hear, I didn't know, nope, we won't fall for that one. You'll be getting emails not only from your coast coordinator, but MD Completion Act, which is the official dual enrollment email account that you will get, the one that you received in relation to you being eligible for dual enrollment. Okay, we send out emails throughout the semester, updating you on the next steps. So I just want to reiterate, make sure you're reading your emails. We do our best, like Ms. Comboy mentioned, to support you through that format. And also just know that in this environment, that's the main mode of communication is via email, right? So you can imagine turnaround time, response time could be somewhat challenging. I know students expressed that this last cycle. So we're just saying, give us 3 business days. And do you know what that means? That means if you send an email on Friday night at 11, don't expect to hear from us until Monday. Okay. And I say that in a joking way, but a lot of students wake up and decide they want to send an email, ask a question. No problem. But understand, look at the time that you send it. It's not a problem that you send it late or super early. Just understand that within the confines of general office hours will be when coast coordinators and dual enrollment representatives will be able to support you. And so just be patient with that. And I meant to say at the very beginning, I was thinking about so many different things, but I just want to congratulate students on being super resilient in this environment. You all were ushered very quickly into not returning to your building in March, and now you are still not in your building. And so you guys have persevered and showed how adaptable you are in this environment, and we continue to appreciate and understand that. And the college alike had to do the same thing. We were on spring break when they were told not to go back to the building. Okay, so the college was what I mean. And so we are all in this together. I know we hear that a lot, but we definitely are in this together. We definitely want to make sure that you know that you're supported, but we have to work as a team. And so we can go on to the next question.
Thank you so much, Courtney. So our next question is, what areas of support other than dual enrollment do coast coordinators assist students with?
And any of the coast coordinators could respond, but we did answer that. Remember 3 areas. I'll just go over
That's
and
right.
go to the next question: dual enrollment, senior recruitment,
Yes.
and college readiness support.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that one. And then question 3, what areas do we assist seniors with? So I don't know if we want to go into that at all, or does anybody have any specific
I mean,
information?
I'll elaborate. So at least for like Bowie and Laurel High School, quite often our counseling team is very overwhelmed in the fall session or the fall season for them. So quite often the coast coordinator assists with administering like FAFSA workshops, MD completion, or MHEC, I'm sorry, I'm like stuck on MD completion, MHEC workshops, MISFA completion. So a lot of times we work in tandem or collaboration with a lot of the things that your counselors might be broadcasting to you. But we will sort of take it to a heightened level, I guess is the best way of putting it, where we will create like workshops because our availability is a little bit more centered towards student and resources. So we do have that flexibility that we can assist your school sites. So if there's initiatives in your school like Peer Forward, we work in collaboration with those organizations. I'm totally missing out on several different ones. First Generation, we just collaborated with. There's a couple of Hillside, I've always had partnerships with. So those are little like connections that we do make within our micro community at the high school. So I definitely wanted to highlight that. Kind of layering to what Mr. Brady said, a lot of our students kind of meet us because a friend of a friend heard something or something. But that is definitely something that we assist our seniors with. And honestly, and I think I speak for most course coordinators, and I think we're all kind of saying this in certain different ways, which is if you have a need, please reach out to us. We may not know that need. Maybe it's been a little bit of time since we've stood in your shoes. But if you give us some sort of idea or ask us for that resource, maybe it's not something we directly handle, but we do make those connections within the high school community as well as our campus community. So those are little things that we can be useful for beyond just sort of, maybe the basic rundown that you're used to. So I guess, it's another way of saying, ask. We don't always know, and we don't always remember what maybe you need. And so please ask us to advocate with you and for you. And that's probably the only other layer to the triangle.
Right. And I would add to those seniors who may be on this call and your friends that may be interested, because they may be in another session right now. If you are intending on attending Prince George's Community College following graduation, the application fee is now free. That may change. It's been free for the past few months, and they're looking to maybe put the fee back on. So if you're interested, go in and apply. Fall 2021 is up and ready to go for you to apply. And again, it's all about communication. Don't just see your coast coordinator as just dual enrollment. Yes, you may, that's what they do, but they also do other things. And so just run it by. Like Mr. Comboy said, we may not have the answer, but we definitely can resource you out to the answer if we cannot. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to add on to that. I was making a little list over here because I was like, let me think this through. But I think connecting you all to resources is very important, especially for me. I think we all come with our personal experiences, because as much as we say business is business, business is also personal. We are all people. And so one big thing for me, I'm a writer by trade and by passion. So when you all need help with like your essays, especially personal statements and whatnot, if you have a conversation with me, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to give you your personal statement topic. I'm going to say, well, there's your story. People want to hear that. And so I've even helped edit essays for scholarships at PGCC. If you have an essay you're writing, I'll give you guidance on it. I won't write it for you. I won't write it for you, but I will give you feedback and I will edit it because we want you to sound as good as possible to get this money. Also, I believe in the power of networking. So if I know someone in my network that can help you, if you know you're interested in going to a certain school, if I know someone you can like ask questions and get feedback from, I will connect you. Like I've connected someone with my cousin who goes to Hopkins just so he could email her and ask her about her experience, about how she got a full ride. I want you all to have those resources and see how you can learn from other people, because that's how we learn in life. So I try to help you all with that. And I want to teach you all student advocacy. Pretty much give you the opportunity to go out and speak up for what you want. Like they said, ask. Not just ask us. You need to be able to go onto a college campus and ask for what you need when you get there. You need to be able to ask for an internship, for an opportunity, because they're out there. People are willing to help. Yeah, so scholarships, FAFSA workshops, you already heard it, but yeah, a big part for me is the personal statement, the essays, and networking. Yeah.
And I'll just add oh, go ahead, Jennifer. Go ahead.
Mom, I think the baby wants to get out of the baby bin. You can go ahead, Courtney.
I was just going to add that we all have stories. You will be surprised at the stories in our journey in college. So those are fun conversations that can kick off, as well. But also, um, just start thinking ahead. This is the time where you start thinking ahead about what you want to do. It's almost December. I'm just going to skip all over November because November is like on Sunday, but it's almost December. It's almost 2021, and you have to start thinking ahead. And again, if you are participating in dual enrollment, you have already presented yourself in a way where I'm ready for this next step. Now, no pathway is straight, and so you're learning a lot during this process. So if this is your first time participating in dual enrollment, you'll learn a lot, and you can take those lessons with you once you graduate from high school and go into college. And then if you are a continuing student, you've already gone down this road. So help your fellow classmates out, that are in the program, and give them some tips, words to the wise. College is absolutely different than high school. And so again, use your resources, network.
Thank you so much, Courtney. Just one little thing I wanted to add was, kind of going off of what Chantel was saying. Sometimes we learn, from those who've and what you were saying, Courtney, those who've already gone through, the process. Sometimes you learn through your mistakes as well. So, sometimes it's good to, ask, what are some pointers you may have, or what are some things that you could have done that maybe you think, oh, maybe I will learn from it. I know personally for me, it was going to office hours, making sure that I made myself known, especially if you do intend on having yourself go later on to a four-year institution, whether it be here in the state of Maryland or somewhere else. Sometimes they may feel very large, especially compared to PGCC, or your local community college or your high school. So I would definitely recommend that you ask those type of questions. We're people too, so we've had our fair share of ups and downs. So definitely don't feel afraid. Like there's definitely things that we probably can share some insight on. And then also just touching back on the scholarships portion. Just know that there are plenty of scholarships here in PGCC, and we can definitely direct you to those. There's a lot of money out here, especially rolling basis. So our seniors, if you first think that comes to mind is money, 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 I definitely get it. So definitely don't hesitate. There's a lot, even if it's a small, what seems like a small amount, all those small dollars add up, whether it be for your, books or your fees, definitely can help. And then also, definitely, I know right now with COVID, a lot of you, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I had plans to go here, but now I'm not sure. I was going to apply directly to this one school and just jump straight to that. but definitely see the good in all this situation and use this as opportunity to segue yourself. So, you can definitely plan for Prince George's Community College after your senior year. Like Courtney said, fall 2021. We don't know what's going to happen, next year, but definitely if you want to explore what that feel of college is, definitely Prince George Community College is that good first step in making sure that you can definitely gain your credits, and save some money, in the process. So, yep.
I guess we can answer the question that popped up in the chat from Samuel. I believe, Samuel, you said you went to High Point. When I'm ready to register for my classes, do I have my coordinator go through it or do I just submit it? Hopefully you'll be meeting with Miss Abelar, who's on the call, to discuss your eligibility for certain courses. She could supply you with the areas of interest document that can go over the different areas of programs that we have at the college, and some courses that generally align with those. And then once the application opens on November 9th, you will follow those processes to go ahead and request the courses that you're interested in, and Ms. Avalar will approve. Mhm. Oh, and Jennifer, make sure you put your PGCPS email, because you may not be able to see that. So our coast coordinators also have PGCPS email addresses, if you didn't know, because PGCPS has a lockdown on outside emails. So be sure that when you're communicating with your coast coordinator that you are communicating from your PGCPS email as much as you can, and they will respond.
I have a question.
Sure.
So I just sent an email to my coast coordinator because I just found out who it was for one. But you can schedule like a meeting with them before, like I know applications aren't open for dual enrollment currently, but is it possible you can look over classes now and then meet with them and see what would be best for you based on what you want to do later on?
Absolutely. That's what we are hoping students are doing. Soon as you all got that email, we're hoping that you found out who your coast coordinator was and reached out. Absolutely. That would be the best, so that when it opens on the 9th, you can go ahead, request your courses and be done, Absolutely.
Okay, so when you meet with them, will they have a list of classes that are like available, or is it on the PGCC website?
Great question. Right now they're cleaning up the website to make sure it's showing accurate information, but the document that I was mentioning called Areas of Interest will have tons of class options, and you will be able to select courses from that. And once you get into the dual enroll system, you'll then be able to select times and days and things like that. But you want to kind of get a heads up on what you're interested first. And then when it's time to actually request your courses, you will then see the days and times.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome.
So I'm looking at the time, everyone, and I do want to consider, some time for the evaluation if possible. I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but as soon as this is all over, my mind is going to go to mush. So we would really appreciate if you guys would be able to fill out the evaluation. If you have any burning questions, though, we do have, I believe, a few minutes. Is that right, Courtney? If the case they do want to, ask any questions. If not, I can go ahead and put the evaluation slide up again. So again, if you have your phone nearby, your tablet, computer, again, we would really appreciate that evaluation to be completed.
I have a question as well.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So I go to Parkdale High School, and they just said that Parkdale doesn't have a coast coordinator for dual enrollment. So how will I be able to find one?
Right. So Parkdale, Fairmont, and Central don't have coast coordinators, but there is a representative from the college that will support. So when you go to pgcc.edu/go/high school, there is a link that will route you to a quick form to fill out with your name. You'll be able to put in your message, what school you attend. So then it will route to the particular person that is supporting Parkdale. Okay.
Can you put the website in the chat as well, please?
Yep, I'll put it in. No problem. Oops. Any other questions?
Don't be shy. We've heard it a lot, all actually. So if you have any other questions, or if you, like I said, we have some of us have put our contact information. If you can't think of anything right now, or would rather ask later, that would be perfectly fine. But yes, we do have a few minutes.
Okay, are you going to put the survey? I think you were talking about like a survey. Like, are you going to put it on the screen? Because I have my phone that I can do it on.
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and put that now. Oops. All right. Okay, so it is the one on the bottom. So if you go on Bitly, you can find that. And it takes a few minutes. So I want to say it's, I think I had it up. Yes, only 9 questions.
And the website that I posted in the chat, the pgcc.edu/go/high school, has dual enrollment frequently asked questions. It has that area of interest document and some other cool information. So definitely take the time between now to reach out to your coast coordinator, but also do some research on your own so you can be prepared for those sessions. And like I said, the applications open up November 9th and they will close November 25th. So you have more than enough time to get all of your ducks in a row, to know who your coast coordinator is or your dual enrollment representative, ask any questions as it relates to the courses that you can take, and those resources. So make sure you're checking your emails, and responding to emails, reviewing the information. It's really not a hard process. It's just about being informed and understanding the process, but it's super user friendly for the most part. We really had no issues with students navigating the dual enroll site. So check that email, that website out that has all that information.
And Courtney, can you remind me if they have any technical difficulties once it does open up? They should be contacting us so we can get them in contact with.
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it might even be a link in there for support. I
Okay.
think it's like support at dual enroll or what have you.
Yeah.
And that's for the platform.
Mhm.
But yeah.
But please know also, November 9th, which is Monday, it won't be midnight. So please don't check and on midnight. Well, I guess it's November 8th at midnight, because it will go live the following morning. That's what we were told. So please give us some time. Hopefully the website doesn't crash or anything crazy like that. But if you are, like I said, having any technical difficulties at all, we can also support you with that, redirect you on how you can go about accessing the information. And again, if you're new to do enrollment, you will need to complete the new student orientation and the activating your Our Link account. So I think that's it that I needed to add.
Okay, I completed the evaluation, so thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your feedback. We really appreciate it. And yes, we really look forward to getting that information. So again, if you haven't had an opportunity to fill it out, it's a couple questions, should take you no more than 5 minutes. Did anybody else have anything to add?
No, as long as the student has the information about PGCC, you know, how to find their course coordinator or their dual enrollment representative, which is obviously the theme of tonight's session. If they have any questions, concerns, or issues, reach out to your coordinator. And to highlight what Ms. Thrower said, please give us some time to respond back. Many of us have large schools that we are managing. So just come with some questions and be prepared to be challenged with some questions. And we look forward to working with you this session and for the spring 2021 dual enrollment.
Yeah.
In closing, thank you so much for your time, your attention, because attention is what everyone is like trying to get these days because of
Right.
like Instagram, Facebook. I had to delete it all off my phone. So thank you for your attention and intention being here and just being open to learn about us while we learn about you and make this experience seamless. I try to make it as easy as possible because it can be a lot. College in general can be a lot, but we take it one step at a time. And I look forward to working with you all if any of the Flower students are in here. But if not, everyone else, it was so nice to meet you.
She'll work with all of you.
Right. You got my email.
Yes.
I get y'all emails. Laurel gets my students sometimes and then forwards it to me. So, you know, we'll get you where you need to go.
We collaborate and work in tandem all the time.
Yep.
Yes. We have a great team. Thank you so much, team, for making this happen.
Thank you. Thank you so
Have
much.
a great night.
Yes, have a good night. The video
Bye,
will be
guys.
available soon. So
We'll
Thank
see
you.
ya. See you on the flip side.
Yes. Well, oh, Willow said, "Mom,
Come on, Willow.
say goodbye to
Bye,
them."
Willow.
She just told me that. She just said, "Mommy, it's time to say goodbye to
It's
them."
time to say, Mom, time. Yeah. Come here, Willow. Come tell me.
Come here.
Come tell me.
Come in the picture.
Come on, there's some kids. There's still some kids. You say bye.
Come on. You want to sit on my lap?
little cameo.
What'd you
Just
do to
that.
your hair?
Oh.
She just got it up in
Yeah.
two little.
Oh, yes.
Oh my
Mm.
Show us the back. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Willow.
She said yes, yes.
Okay.
That is really pretty, Willow.
So,
Yes.
It's ready to end in 1 minute. Just know.
Oh, yeah, no. If we all blurp out, you know, don't
Right,
be
right.
offended.
Oh my gosh, Courtney. You look like your mini me, Courtney.
Oh my gosh. I know. It's crazy.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. This
Thank
was
you, everyone.
fun.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you all so much.
Good to see
Have a good
smiling
one.
faces.
Yes.
Yes.
Sleep sweet, y'all.
All right.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.